Shabbat Shalom, family. I pray that you all are well and have been well. I just want to come to you all for a few minutes and prayerfully later on get back with you all regarding additional information. Excuse me. I just wanted to cover, first of all, reiterate about the third day of exactly what the significance is of that is for mankind. I don't want. There are different definitions or verbiage for man. We'll get into that some other time because it does make a difference which one you utilize and the purposes in which they take the crux of the full matter in hand, in the direction that the mentality or spirituality and things of that nature go. All right, so on the third day, really, we're told that man was created on the sixth day, and we're told that the second chapter um, was just a way to for the so-called Jewish people to come up with a different type of explanation for Lilith, who was supposed to have been the first version of Eve. But when you go and take the information that is given for us in the scriptures and you apply them to the um, total sum of the information that's given us as the food to digest there so that we can comprehend exactly what's being stated and not go in error. So when you look at the fact that the herbs and the seeds and the grass and all of that, and you take that in chapter two, that those things were um, were it goes along with the details of the third day in creation. And then also it says, forgive me for saying it, then also it says that it gives what the information about how man was he it's stated in, I think it's the first chapter, around the 26th, 27th verse, that he and Eve were created, and then they named the animals, and Eve was given to him to find as a helpmeet. But when you go back and you get the information that's in chapter two, you find that the things that were being created, the animals that were being created for him, were not suitable. So all of that logically fits better. That's why bestiality is something that is a taboo. The fallen ones, the fallen angels, that's why they went into that, because they were all into mess and garbage and sin. So we are to understand that who we are and whose we are. And the following day is when we see the creation of light, and then the sun and the moon. And I said that to say this because even the Sabbaths that we keep, a lot of Christians keep Sunday because we were fooled into that to worship the sun deity. Um, and in the Greco-Roman arena, they have us hemmed in there where it's a excuse me, a type of Saturnalia. Um, when you take into consideration that they, first of all, they manipulated the days and things like that. But when you see that it was so-called day of Friday, and then it went into Saturday um, for the what do you call it, sunset to sunset, because the Greco-Roman um, rulers had decided to change it to what they call the Lord's Day. Now, as I go over that, and I hope that you all see what I'm saying when I explain that everything has to be line upon line, precept upon precept. And if Yah, our Father, set aside specific days for us to worship, then it would not be feasible, logical for his son to come and make a day different than his father mandated from the beginning. And when you look at the fact that it never would have been a 7 day sequential civil um, um, run of the calendar every week, the same thing. It does not make sense. Now, backing that up, let's go to Genesis. Let's see. Genesis 1. Forgive me, I'm getting a little hoarse, so I better hurry up. I'm a little thirsty, forgive me. It says, and Yah said, let there be light in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night. And that's the first thing he said about that. The day from the night, because the night, the darkness, was already upon the face of the earth. All right. So he created the light. And people tend to get that wrong, trying to uh, designate the time where the day should begin. Greco-Roman world, we have it as midnight starts. That does not make sense. Then the so-called Jewish, um, with the guy's name Hillel the younger, or Hillel the second, being in the arena of the Roman rulers, just like we are today still. Um, his way of doing that was to make it from sunset to sunset, from the Friday to the Saturday. Again, still the Saturn worship, and by the Constantine moving the day, it's still set up in a Saturnalian type of uh, um, worship, but it's also worship to the sun deity on that Sunday, and they try to make it seem as if it's the so-called, I don't use this term, but I'm going to say it, Lord's Day, and that is, it's not so. Let's read it there in Genesis. It says, separating the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days, and for years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And Yahweh made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made them stars also, and Yah set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and upon man whom he had created on the third day. Um, now, I'm making a point of this because the way that the time is to be measured is from new moon to new moon. And if you when you go and you get this information, and you, especially this year, you go and compare that to the occurrences of the astronomically as signs for us to see exactly how things are aligning and what we need to start paying attention to. Because not that we should be looking as from a standpoint of what do you call it, zodiacal or things like that. I'm talking about what he said. There should be for signs and for seasons and for years. So right now we already established that it's for years and for seasons. But now we need to pay more attention to the signs. Just like I think it was it was last month, I think it was, where the Sabbath, it may have been the last Sabbath. Um, Again, the new moon establishes the Sabbath. I am more inclined to believe that than the full moon because that's associated more with the sorcerers and the witches and things like that. Um, and I heard, or I read somewhere where someone was saying that they used to keep the new moon, but they changed to the um, full moon because in Scripture it states that in the latter day the moon should shine twice as or I don't know, I don't remember the number, but it should be just as bright as the sun. But I take that and I see that for my own conception, it appears to me that this is just um, the um, the brightness of his coming and the just and not so much of the moon, but when we think about the fact that the scriptures say the prophecies state also that um, the sun will not shine and the moon will not give her light. And when you think about that, I think that's stated more so than this thing about the full moon. So when you think about that, well, that occurs more often in the new moon. So when you, like I said, especially this year, they've been aligning more with these astronomical um, anomalies. I'll say because since we are in the latter days, and since we are, and if you notice, there have been more blood moons than I can remember when I was coming up as a child. I don't remember things of that nature back then. I'm pretty sure they did occur, but the significance of them was not as crucial as it is now. So I pray that we start seeing these things and start to look at these things more closely. This new moon, I think today um, was a partial solar eclipse. I think associated with it. So we need to go from where we were or are and move forward to better things, better understanding, better yearning for truth. Because we can't stay where we are and expect for um, our Creator, to feed us in times of famine and the times are coming. Even with that, speaking of that, you know, things are coming. And even the simplest thing as this real ID, things of that nature, I'll go ahead and do what I need to do there, but there's a lot that's tied in with that stuff. It's something that um, on the one hand it gives you some privileges, but on the other hand it opens you up to be um, herded in under the same uh, construct, if you will, if you allow me to use that. So, but is that we do. Be prayerful about these things. And Daniel, as I always state, it says that what the translation of it is that in the latter days many will do research and knowledge shall increase, or many will do research. So if you are one who is just adhering and holding on to what has been and thinking that there is no new prophecy or anything that Alvarado wants us to know that's different than what the old had been or has been, then you are not grounded in truth. It's not me saying it. It's what the Creator says. It's in His words. Now, I also have to say that I'm not everything in this, as they say that it's everything is inerrant, but that is not correct. It is not correct. Some of these words, even as I always say, they're going to stop because my voice is leaving. Um, Most of the words that we use in the scripture to give homage to Yah actually give homage to Satan, and it's sad that well, they'll do what they will do, but it's up to us to look out for our own salvation, our own self, our own soul. So we have to give an account to the Father for not doing what He told us to do. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly of heart. So learn of the Creator, learn about His ways, learn about what He would not do. Because we're taught these different things where it goes against the character of Him. We call Him by titles and names that um, call out other deities in other ethnic or what word am I looking for? Cultures. Unknowingly, a lot of times, but some people know and they still do it. And that oh, help us, Father, with that. Help us. All right, I'll try to uh, wrap it up here, and let me just pray briefly. Father, forgive us of all sin and all unrighteousness. Bless our hearts, our minds, our souls, our bodies. Bless our families, our children, and their to the 10th generation, and our siblings and nephews and nieces, and our cousins. Bless our fathers and our steps that may be, Father. Bless everyone that we know and those that are seeking you in spirit and in truth, Father. Bless the true assemblies that are trying to worship you the best that they know how, Father, but teach them your ways, your statutes and commandments. I know you will not fail them, Father. Thank you for who you are and for being who you are always, not changing, being steadfast and immovable. These are your name, Yah, Yeshai, Yah, Mashiach, Aman, Amin, Kased, and Imuna. We love you, Father. Thank you.